this story, it goes beyond your typical family drama. Let's set the scene here. Dymphna is a teenage girl from a very wealthy family living in Ireland. Now, when I say wealthy here, I'm talking living in a castle as part of a royal family, kind of rich. Dymphna's father was a pagan, but her mother was a devout Christian. This is something like 900 years before the Reformation. So when I say Christian, think Catholic. Dymphna devoted herself to Christ and made a vow of chastity when she was only 14 years old. However, shortly after that, her mother very tragically and suddenly died. To say her father, Damon, didn't take the death of her mother well would be the understatement of the millennium. His mental capacities deteriorated quickly. His friends and counselors were so concerned that they attempted to find a new wife for him. But he insisted any new wife had to not only look like his late wife, but also have the same personality and characteristics as her. No one was good enough or beautiful enough to replace his wife. Until one day, one of his advisors with evil intent pointed out to Damon that his daughter sure did look a lot like her mother. Maybe he should marry her.
Ew.
At first, he was appalled, but the more his advisors pushed this, the more obsessed with the idea he became. From that day forward, Damon looked at Dymphna and saw his wife. Now, I assume this was quite literally, as it was said that she looked just like her mother. He became obsessed and determined to marry the girl, and when Dymphna learned of his plans, she sought help from her priest and confessor, Father Gerebrand. And the two of them quickly fled to Belgium. She needed a change of location. Pronto. Kind of like this. Woo! What do you think? Nice, huh? Could use a few things for the shelf back there, but we'll get there. Anyway, back to our story. I would love to say this is the end of the story, but you probably know better, and based on the color I picked back there, looks like we're talking about a martyr, right? Anyway, Dymphna took a nice chunk of her family's wealth with her when she left, and being the pious young woman she was, started to spend that money on helping the poor and building a hospital because, you know, that's what you do. But her large and generous spending did not go unnoticed. And because of that, Damon was able to find her. He captured both Dymphna and Father Gerebrand, and he ordered the priest's head to be removed from his body. Then he proceeded to try to convince Dymphna to return to Ireland and marry him. Okay, I am pausing again. To all you young men trying to woo a woman, this is not the way to go about it. Do not decapitate someone who is only trying to help her and then propose. Moving on. Not surprisingly, she refused to go with him. In a rage, he didn't bother to order her decapitated. He did it himself. She was only 15 years old at the time. Saint Dymphna is the patron saint of those with mental illnesses, not because of any illness that she suffered, but because of her dealings with her mentally ill father and the many she treated at the hospital she built. Many with anxiety and depression, even now today, turn to her for comfort and healing. Many healings of those with mental illnesses have been attributed to her intercession. In this day and age, with depression, anxiety, and a whole host of mental disorders on the rise, I'm not sure why this saint isn't more well known. You can help correct that by sharing this video, subscribing to the channel. After all, she's not the only teenager we've covered on this channel. Blessed Carlo Acutis, soon to be Saint Carlo Acutis, was also 15 when he died, and you can check out his story right there. Pretty cool.